YSK. Using the back of your phone is better for making payments. Why YSK? If you are making payments with your phone using Apple Pay, Google Pay, etc., it is more effective and will cause you less issues if you hold the back of your phone closer to the reader rather than holding the screen to the reader. Most phones implement the NFC antenna on the back side of the phone, usually in the middle of towards the top of the phone. If you have issues paying with your phone, try locating the NFC antenna with the documentation for your device. Do people really try to pay with the screen? I've never seen a single person try this. In my day we swiped the phone through the slot like God intended, pouting face. Till people go to the trouble of flipping their phone over for no good reason when paying with contactless via mobile. Like, shit. I can understand not knowing where your NFC antenna is. But is the logical first choice not to just hold your phone as is and move it closer? I thought this was common knowledge until I worked up front for a few weeks. I can see my parents doing this. If I tell them to do something that I've seen them do 1,000 times, they look at me like I punched them in the stomach. Unlock your phone. Unlock? The agony of ignorance shall be my very downfall. Mom, just unlock the cocksucking motherfucking phone. K. YSK. It's etc. not ect. It stands for etc. My rotary dial phone is heavy, I didn't cut the wires good so sharp angular, and it never works, so I always have to count out from my coin sack to pay. This internet tips stuff is all just flim-flam. I'm not gonna try with the fancy modern push-button numbers bedroom phone, might need a fire truck or whatever someday. Thank you for telling me this. I tried to pay with my screen just 30 minutes ago and it didn't work until I turned my phone around, smiley face. Yes, idiots like me exist. I normally use the back of it, but don't know why I went and used the front today. This will vary depending on the phone model and case accessories. I have a ring holder on the back of my phone so NFC doesn't work well from the back. Using the screen side it works every time. I think I am overestimating the mental capacity of an average person. Who turns their screen? Why? People are weird. If you're using Apple Pay, it validates with facial recognition so you need to have the screen facing you anyway. I can't imagine tapping the screen lol. Who the fuck uses the front of their phone to pay? Don't think you'll reach the people who need to hear this on Reddit haha. It varies between phone models. New iPhones are top edge along the back. As you go back a couple models it migrates down to basically being beside the camera lens. If memory serves me correctly 10 or older it is then in the middle back where the wireless charging coil would be. Android varies greatly between makers and models. In the end, you can't go wrong with simply putting the middle back of phone against the reader and then slowly swipe your phone downward. That it's a near-field energy transfer so make sure to hold it there for more than a split second. I swear calling it tap to pay is the reason so many people fuck it up. It's more like hover to pay. I've never seen anyone attempt to with their screen, is that a thing? I have a pop wallet with a pop socket on it. I have to go screen first. People actually use their phones to pay? What do they do if the thing runs out of battery? I prefer to use a card that doesn't need a battery to work, maybe that is just me? I think using technology, for younger generations is intuitive whereas for us older folks, I'm 63 and I've adapted and I watch and learn. You've lived with it for your whole lives, tech is second nature, you've known nothing else, but my generation has had to be dragged into this age. I resisted getting a computer until I was 43 when I realized it was adapt or be left behind. YSK. That you live in a bizarre part of the world. Who the fuck uses the front of their phones lol? So many older people do this. I think it's because it's kinda suggested, especially by Apple. When you verify with Face ID it enlarges the card towards you which suggests that's where the virtual card is. Google is less suggestive with Google Pay, which just works from your home screen. Till I should stop paying with my screen. I'm really not sure this tip needs to exist. I have literally never seen someone flip their phone over and hold their screen facing down. Do people really use the front of their phone? I normally use the top angle down towards the back, and that works every time. I'm just too lazy to fully hold my phone down against it and pick it back up. But still, HPW, do you use the screen? I still carry a credit card around like it's 2002. YSK, the Apple Watch is the way to go for contactless payment. I don't believe these people exist. I refuse to. What's next? YSK to breathe in and out every once in a while. I have never seen a single person use their screen for payment. I'm sorry, you're telling me people do what now? I never knew you could put it to the screen. Actually, I knew that for most phones, the NFC is on the back. So when I started paying with my iPhone, used to have Android, I used the back of the phone. But I kept having issues with it and was so frustrated, until I saw other people using their screen to pay. I tried that and it works much better now. No one on earth uses the front. You mean, exactly how they show you to do it in all of their advertisements? Who TF places their phone face down on the POS? Who is pointing the screen at the reader? I mean, has anyone ever done that in the history of phone payments? I think a lot of people have a fear for people seeing what's on their phone screen. So if they tap the IFR reader with their phone facing down, it's somehow more secure because they can't see the digital card or WE. That's why the phones get thinner every year. Anyone else remember Hannibal Buress Hyas in that Samsung commercial back in the day? That's where I learned lol. I feel we live in dangerous times when people don't know the basics of how an incredibly powerful device functions on a basic level. To be fair, I don't know why phones don't come out of the box with clear as day labeling on where the NFC coil is in their phone. I don't ever use my phone to pay, but I'll keep this in mind. I'm just getting used to tap to pay on my card. Lol. I literally always assumed this was common sense already, lol. YSK to also hold the phone close to the payment machine and not touch it to the screen. Some card machines have a touch screen and you might click buttons on the screen, causing issues with paying. Interesting, people mostly don't do that in Australia and do it correctly, but we've also had contactless payment and Apple Pay way longer than everyone else as far as I can tell. UPI in India goes burr. I mean, we got NFC too, but rarely anyone uses that. We just scan QR to pay. Even street vendors and beggars got QR code stickers. It's funny cause Apple Wallet literally shows you a little animation of dipping a phone down with it facing toward you. I guess I just always automatically assumed it came out the top front like an infrared remote control. Guess I wasn't far off, haha. I must be too rural for this. Never seen anyone use their phone to pay. You mean, like how the images on the screen show you when you enable NFC payments? Only device you put the screen on the reader is the Apple Watch. The phone usually even tells you to put the back to the reader. You are technically correct, but it isn't always the full picture. I have my card's backup bank card and work ID in a pouch on the back of my phone. If I use the back to tap, 50 of the time the cards get picked up and I get an error. Tapping with the top front works without fail. What do you mean, the back? Is flipping your phone to make a contactless payment an actual thing? Who even does that? Who told them to do that in the first place? I have never seen someone use the screen side to make an NFC payment. Is this a thing where you are? Never seen anyone use the front of the phone. And I have worked near the POS in retail for a good 2 years. I understand most Android phones have their NFC sensor on the back of the phone, but I always thought iPhone have their sensor up where the front camera is, so they always tap from the front.